Okay. What's up, Dante? What the fuck is that thing doing in here? You enter the room to find your team prepping in relative silence. Their expressions are grim. In the back of the room, an ominous presence hovers silently at chest height. Light glints off the machine's pitted metal carapace. Iger sees the look on your face, and her voice cuts through the quiet in the room. Apex is present to us. Calls itself Panzer Drone, but that's about all I could get out of it. I don't like having that thing here, boss. It's here now, like it or not. She looks up and locks eyes with you. Without looking away, she addresses the rest of the team. But enough of that. We have business to discuss. Oh, man, I was trying not to start this dialogue right away because this was a white discussion box, not a yellow one, but... Okay. If Apex did what it said it would, then the estate's automated defensive have already targeted Valclair's security forces. That'll give us a serious tactical advantage. Attacking the holdfast should be doable now. Still risky, but doable. Blitz stops what he's doing and shakes his head. Yeah, we have an opening, sure, but to do what? I mean, with everything we just learned, what's our new plan? She shrugs. We enter the estate, locate Valclair, and shut him down. Same plan, different target. It's possible that Apex fabricated that comm feed. Valclair might still be innocent. I doubt it. My gut tells me that what we saw was real, and second guessing ourselves isn't going to get us anywhere. Glory pauses, considering, then nods. Fair point. Okay, so let's assume that Valclair is the one who's behind all of this. What's he doing in that lab? How does the dragon tie into this? I mean, this whole thing was always about rescuing the old man from the Firewing. Is she still in the picture at all? Has she ever been? After what Apex showed us, I don't even know what we're trying to stop anymore. All that I see is a lot of dead bodies, with no explanation why. It doesn't matter why Valclair killed Monica and Paul, and all of those other people in the Cruise Bazaar. All that matters is that he did. I'm going to bury him for that. You're welcome to help. I, for one, want answers. Amsel said there was a lot of money flowing into the Harfeld estate, and he found evidence that a bioweapon was being stockpiled there. Whatever Valclair is doing, he had Apex kill his own brother to hide it. I intend to find out what that is. I'm with Glory. We want answers and we're going to get them. There's a moment of silence as the group pauses to consider your words. Finally, Iger steps forward. All right, fearless leader. You go looking for your answers. I won't get in your way. And when the time comes to put a bullet in Valclair's brain, I'll be there to make it happen. This is your show, Chief. Whatever you choose to do, I'll come along for the ride. We're going to find out what's happening at that holdfast, and then we're going to stop it. You lead, and I'll follow, boss. Iger glances at you and cocks her head. Looks like the team's good to go. What's our next move? We hit the estate, find Valclair, and extract whatever information we can. Improvise from there. Sounds straightforward enough. Iger raises a hand. Word of caution, Alice. Our objective may be simple, but taking the same approach that we took last time would be a mistake. I'll defer to your judgment. What would you suggest? I've been reviewing the intel that Alice sent us, and comparing it to what I gathered on our initial run. There's been a substantial increase in the number of heat signatures on the ground. That means new security troops. Lots of them. Great. They know that we're coming. She slings her rifle over her shoulder. That just means we'll be fighting in a target-rich environment. Dietrich cracks his knuckles. Works for me. We'll want to get into the lab area as quickly as possible, so I'd suggest bypassing the main floor of the estate entirely. We can enter via the sewers entrance that you escaped through last time. Sorry. We can enter via the servants' entrance that you escaped through last time. Unfortunately, they've blocked off the route we used between the stables and the tree line. That means we're going to have to fight our way there. Let's assume that we make it across the grounds alive. What about Valclair? I'm okay assuming that we live. In fact, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that us surviving should always be part of the plan. The lab that Valclair was talking about wasn't on the ground floor, so it's either in the basement or a sub-level. We go down and we scour every level until we find it. That might take a while. That facility could be massive. There was clearly a lot more to it than we saw. We've got no way of knowing how far underground the complex extends. We go in prepared for an extended search then. Iger looks down, checking her gear. Ammo won't be a problem. If anyone has any reservations about this, now's the time to say it. There's nothing to say. We'll do what we have to do. Okay, that's it. Finish gearing up and head to the tunnel at the back of the safe house. I'll meet you there. I'll meet you where we stashed the van. You look down to see a pair of bright eyes set into a scruffy face looking back up at you. Dante, Monica's old dog. Looking down into those huge brown eyes, you see intelligence and sadness. We'll pet him. He doesn't know play dead. I like that, actually. Alright, let's see what everybody else has to say. Oh, apparently nothing. Really? Even though everybody's standing around? I do not like that this thing is so big and it keeps trying to take priority because these boxes are very imprecise. Is there anything at all here? All right. I guess I could look at armor again, but seeing as the guns haven't shown up, I don't think the armor has either. No unread messages. Anything? Oh, right. Pay data. I don't know how I feel about selling all these, but somehow I don't think it's going to come back to bite me. Are these? I don't know that these are all new. Thread, kaboom. You feel that shake a few hours ago? Not an earthquake. ASI facility went sky high downtown. Boom. Can see the smoke from here. Friend of mine down there says it was a power spike that blew their generators. I doubt it. Only Shadowrunners have that sense of flair. You're kidding me. That huge one sprung up 6 months ago? Place must have cost millions to build. If it was runners, I hope they got a major payday. No way I'd go anywhere near an ASI facility without a trunk full of ammo and a mage watching my back. Honestly, the power spike version sounds more likely. I've walked past that facility and they have guards posted at the door 24/7, not to mention the automated turret system backing them up. No way somebody got paid to waltz through that scheisse. No way. So dig this. Apparently there were some survivors wandering around a U-Bahn station near the blast site. Some Bumona folks approached to see if they had accounts, and one of them said that they had to keep running. They all took off down the tunnel. Well, sure, with a blast of that magnitude, they were probably all in shock. Found another post about a bunch of glassy-eyed people wandering around. It said that they were all wearing hospital gowns. The Bumona people must have hooked them up. They keep all kinds of medical gear in their rescue wagons. Maybe. Or maybe they were Azzy guinea pigs. Formula 17. So we've seen this one floating around the tricks. This is some serious stuff. It's got heavy-duty corp written all over it. Not a lot of players could be behind something like this. Ares or SK, maybe one of the big pharma corps. Say Shearing or AGC. Of course, you can never totally discount the Azzies either. Tolstoy, my esteemed colleague, this is indeed a recipe for some top shelf Drek. Whispers from the shadows say that this is sourced straight from the F state. Hello boys, I'm a big fan. You know, long-time reader, first-time poster. Quite an interesting concoction you have there. Have here. I'm just itching to cook some up. So many interesting properties to play with. I've got a few tweaks in mind for my own special version 2.0. You sure you want to do that? This stuff doesn't play nice. Corps are really bad at sharing their toys. You can, of course, always share their secrets for them. Just gotta make sure you run a little faster than them. Always running, eh, CW? Like clockwork. Bandit, I'm touched by your concern, but don't you worry about little old me. I do declare this shall be ever such fun. Trick's disappearances. We've all heard the rumors about Decker's disappearing, but in the last 2 months I've lost at least a half dozen of my best info hunters. Anyone have a lead on what's doing the disappearing? Smart money is on some new IC. Corps are always looking for new ways to keep their matrix doors shut tight. Really? Corps interested in security? Truly a revelation. It's a gacking matrix predator. I saw it just a couple of hours ago. I was poking through a data store with clockwork and it came out of nowhere. It was like, I don't know, like a shark made out of bands of light. It flew straight through clock and its slotting swallowed him whole. I yanked my own data jack cable and I've been throwing up from the dump shock ever since. A matrix shark. Right. Shut up, Wraith. Where were you, Ruby? CW was supposed to meet me more than an hour ago, and he's never late. Sorry I'm late, Bandit. Slotting IC tarred me up for a bit, but I made it out with no problems. You didn't think I'd bail on you, did I? Did you? Not possible. I saw you get swallowed. Not possible. Don't be so dramatic, Ruby. See? I'm fine. See? CW, you almost had me worried. But you just keep on running, don't you? No need to worry, Bandit. You didn't think that some lame-ass IC was gonna dump me, did you? Like I said, you just keep on running. Always, Bandit, always. Wrong answer, Drekstain. Who the hell are you, and what have you done with clockwork? System error. Thread closed. Oh, there's a lot of these threads that I have not read. It's hard to remember to read them. Also, reading them in this tiny box is really a shame, but... eh. Please help me find my daughter. She ran away from home. She is human, in her early 20s, with short blonde hair and a data jack. She was last seen wearing a light blue dress. Worried Mother 004. This is not exactly the place to be looking for missing kids. How did you even get in here? I paid good money to get on here. I was told you people could help. If you've got the Nuyen, you came to the right place. I sent you a number that you can reach me at. The old help me find my missing kid routine, a classic. My money is on escaped wage slave. Make sure you do your homework, Ruby. F state protection. The writers have it on good authority that the Winter Night cult is eyeing Schottenest for expansion. We do not have any information as to what purpose they have for Berlin yet, but for the good of the flux, we should keep a watchful eye on this situation. See attached files for more details. Shockbone writers. Can't track down much about these guys. What's the big deal? Have a friend out in Cal Free State who swears he's worked for them before. Says they're the real deal, an honest-to-God global conspiracy. I thought he was full of Drek, a Norwegian cult with money and influence to rival big corps. Come on. Yeah, sounds a bit far-fetched. That said, my buddy is rolling in Nuyen, and hell if I know where it came from. Or maybe I should say was. As in past tense? So what happened? He went on a shooting rampage a few weeks back, took out his entire family and a couple of neighbors before Lone Star managed to bring him down. He'll be sitting in one of their supermax facilities for the rest of his life, and the money got seized as evidence. Whoa, that's horrible, man. Yeah, it was. Thing is, I've read his arrest records. At the time that Lone Star tackled him, he was screaming crazy things. Things about the world burning and a moon made of blood. So maybe there's something to all of this after all. Drogenkippa banking woes. Looks like there's been a good old-fashioned bank heist in Drogenkippa. One of those old defunded banks still had some funds in it, apparently. Whoever was responsible waltzed in and transferred away a whole load of Nuyen. That's not all. A pal of mine had been contracted to do some of the work for one of the other lending establishments in the area. When he went to meet with his contact, all that he found was a couple of shell casings and a troll-sized pool of blood. Huh. I'd always assumed that banking was a boring job. Sounds pretty action-packed to me. You've got a break-in, a big score, what looks like a revenge killing, all of that plus a steady paycheck. What more could you want? If you need me, I'll be putting in an application at my nearest savings and loan. Energy sources? I've got solar panels like everybody, but does anyone have experience with these monoturbine services? I'm off the grid, so there are some times when I need to do some late-night decking or maintenance on my telescoping limbs. Is that the thing where a mage comes by and drops some juice into a generator? My buddy was telling me about them last week. The turbine spins the mana around and the charge lasts for weeks, he said. They're a scam, chummer. That mage is going to be out of there with your money before you realize how much power you actually got. You're better off peddling a bike battery. Selling used custom Westwind 2000. Like it says, good condition, clean. Got the turbocharged kit, additional armor plating added to the front and sides. Trunk has a mounted Ares autocannon, but you'll need a rigger to operate it. No hand access. Looking for 80,000 or best offer. Nice car. Wouldn't happen to be any corpse looking for it at the moment, eh? Has the PPS been triggered? Any wrecks? Rebuild? Nope, all clear on that front. Nobody drove this baby but me, and I don't wreck cars. The autocannon dropped the last sucker who tried to do any damage. Corp tracers. Anyone have a good backup plan for when you get stuck with a tracer? Barely managed to bug out of my apartment after a corp hit squad came knocking. Lesson learned. Pat yourself down a couple times and make sure you don't have a tail. But if I miss something, I'd rather keep my safe houses, safe. I've had good luck with RF blockers. I have a jamming grid set up near my safe house. It projects any signals to a few miles away where I've got some cameras placed. So when someone shows up there, I know they were trying to find me. Then I do a thorough sweep to find the tracker. Sharp. How long does that go on before they give up? Usually rule of threes. I keep reprojecting the signal to different locations. In my experience, they give up after the third one is a dead end. Stop listening to that RF signal. Okay, that was a lot of threads to read. All right. I think that's it, though. The only thing we have left is to go Harfeld. I don't think I'm going to bother switching any gear. Oh, you know what? No, let's talk to the Panzer drone, see if it... Panzer drone single mechanical eye tracks your movements as you approach. The massive bulk of the thing lets it in uncanny air as it hovers effortlessly above the ground. Thing looks ancient. I'm guessing it was under development back when the Apex lab got shut down in 36. After a brief pause, he rolls his eyes and turns away. Some reward. In terms of computing power, my PDA could probably run circles around this thing. The shaman peers warily at the machine, his arms crossed over his chest. Old doesn't mean harmless, kid. When we're talking about tech, it might as well. I'm sure that Mallet has a whole warehouse full of drones that could outperform this thing. I don't think so. Mil-spec is mil-spec, and this thing was clearly designed for the battlefield. The enormous machine hovers impassively, its turbofan rotors keeping it silently aloft. A small arsenal of heavy weaponry juts out from the seams of its armor plating. Whether we bring this thing along or not is up to you, Alice. I can see advantages either way. She shrugs. Whatever you decide, we'll go along with it. I assume it counts as another person, so I'm probably not going to bring it, but okay, well, we'll take a quick break and come back in the next episode to go to the manor. I'll see you guys then.